I have 2 blocks on my mat. We're going to set up in a supported fish pose. So if you don't have blocks, we can do rolled up towels, we can do folded up pillows, anything to basically prop up beneath your upper back and beneath your head. It does not have to be perfect, and we won't be there forever. Okay. And if you only have 1 block, I'd say put that one beneath the upper back and then put something else beneath your head for support. So once you get your setup, we're going to lay down with the space, like that space where your bra strap would be, in the very lower upper back. We're going to put that part over your first prop, and then your head will hopefully land on that second prop right behind you. So we want the support beneath the head so that we're not totally dangling through the neck, although we are working on our throat chakra today. So 5th chakra, the Vishuddha chakra. This is our chakra for communication. It's for our right to be heard and our right to listen. So it kind of goes both directions. So the willingness and ability to speak up and communicate your needs, and then the willingness and ability to be there for when other people do the same. And as with any of our chakras, we can stir a little energy simply by focusing on the space where it's located. So clearly throat chakra located in the throat. And works closely with our 4th chakra, our heart. So we have both of these spaces shining bright right now in this space. As you initiate some deeper breaths here, just aim to truly fill up across the heart and the collarbones, across the ribs, and then down into the belly. Feeling with each exhale like you could just drape yourself over your props with a little more ease. Less control, less tension. Give yourself another 3 cycles of breath here. I've never found a super graceful way to come off of these props. So truly whatever feels most natural to you, if you want to press straight up, if you want to roll to one side. But we're going to keep one of our props. So it could be a block, it could be your towel, it could be a pillow, something that once you rise up to a seat, we're going to tuck beneath our bottom on our shin bones. Hi, Michelle. So we'll take the knees together, the big toes apart, and then scoot that block right beneath your bottom. I'm going to go to the low setting, but if you want to go a little higher, you could. Sometimes that surface area, though, just isn't as broad. If you are following along with music, now would be a good time to make the transition and hit play on the first track. And then once we're here in Virasana, just let the hands come to rest on your thigh bones and your shoulders relax down and out of the ears. Just inviting a little bit of length into the thigh bones, a little bit of length into the spine. And then some movement for the neck. So as you tilt your right ear to your right shoulder, we'll circle the chin down to the chest. And bring the left ear to the left shoulder. And we're just going to stick with these half circles a couple more times. Just really exploring what you feel in all the spaces in the neck and around the neck. If it feels okay to do a full neck roll, you can let your head fall backwards. Once again, letting the throat be exposed. Just aim to even ourselves out. So try to instill some balance between the left and right sides. And then let your chin fall down to your chest and let it stay there. Take your hands behind your head, interlacing the fingers, and give your elbows, point them forward, and give your head a really gentle tug forward and down. And start to round your spine, hug your belly button in, curve through the upper back. As you breathe in, fan your elbows apart, puff your chest up, lean your head back into your hand. And exhale, round once again through the spine. Take your elbows forward, tuck your chin. Inhale, expand. Take your elbows out wide, heart high. Exhale and round. Just one more time. Inhale, blossom open. Puff the chest up, lean the head back, open the throat. And breathe out and round. As you inhale, straighten the spine, lift your fingertips all the way up to the ceiling. And then breathe out and release your arms down. And we'll shift forward to tabletop. If you had something beneath you, you can just set it near the front corner. You might decide you want it for later. In your tabletop, now just make some movement through the hips. So some big circles moving in one direction. We're trying to create this push side to side through the hips. So we're feeling side of the glutes, feeling that movement through the hip joints, through the knee joints. And reverse it a couple times the other way. Pause next time you're at center. Stay in tabletop and just flip your hands around. So now your fingertips point toward your knees, just creating this wrist stretch here. And if it feels a little too intense, you can always go one hand at a time, or you could angle your fingers out to the sides. That can create a little less intensity. Hug up and in through the low belly. Try to lift out of the shoulder heads. Feel the chin just slightly pulling off the chest. Rearrange your hands to point forward, setting up for down dog. So hands just a little bit in front of the shoulders, fingertips wide, tuck your toes, guide your hips all the way up and back. As I have this little bit of head cold, I might not be joining you so much in down dog. So if you are watching the recording or watching me, just know my words might not be following my actions. Give yourself another 2 breaths in down dog, just taking whatever movement feels good and inviting. It helps ease you into the moment. And take your time. We'll tiptoe the feet forward toward the front of your space. And when you get to the top of the mat, Draw the feet hip width distance. Inhale, come halfway up, spider, sorry. Oh God, I feel like a little bit of a wreck today. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. And we'll take that again. Inhale, halfway lift, length of the spine. Exhale, fold forward and down. And do that one more time. Inhale, halfway lift, draw the heart forward. Exhale, fold over your legs. And then all the way to stand. Inhale, lift your arms up to the sky. And exhale, your hands together at the center of your heart. Oh, inhale, take your arms back up. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. Inhale, halfway again, lengthen through the spine. Touch your fingertips down, step your right foot to the back of the mat and set your right knee to the floor. Untuck the toes and then take your fingertips behind your head and feel the elbows pull wide, your heart puff up to the sky, press your head back into your hands. So opening again across the heart, the belly and the throat. And imagine the fingertips almost like they're trying to lengthen the back side of the neck. So there's this really gentle tug backwards in space. And inhale, straighten the spine, lift your arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, release your hands down to the ground, high plank position, step backwards. Find the top of your push-up, hold here. You can always set your knees to the earth for a little support. Otherwise, the heart's trying to pull forward through the shoulders at the same time that the heels are pressing to the back of the room. And keep the gaze settled just past the hands. So we're aiming to keep the front of the throat long, the sides of the neck long. We're going to take 5 counts to take this down to the belly, knees or no knees. Begin to lower slowly for 4, and the elbows in for 3. Final 2, and everything to the earth on 1. Untuck the toes, prop up to your elbows, find Sphinx pose. So the forearms are rooted, elbows are right beneath the shoulders. Tug the ground toward you. So think of your elbows pulling to the back of the mat, and then tops of the feet, really anchor them down. As you continue to lift out of the shoulder heads, tilt your right ear over to the right shoulder. Roll your chin down towards your chest. Left ear to the left shoulder. Lower the chin back to your chest. Right ear off to the right. And release your chin all the way down to your chest. Let your head dangle. Pull your elbows out wide. Come down to the chest and scoot your elbows, or your hands rather, back to where your elbows just were. Inhale, lift up through the heart. Cobra pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Tilt your hips up and back. Inhale, lift your right leg skyward. Exhale, step your right foot forward and your back knee to the earth. Untuck the toes, take the fingertips behind the head once again. So start by sinking your hips forward and down, trying to open the front of that left hip. Lift up through the belly, through the heart, and stretch the head back into the hands. So there's this willingness to open up that whole front body. And then the shoulders are mellow and the fingertips are working to pull the head back in space. Inhale, straighten the spine, lift your fingertips back up. Exhale, release your hands to the earth. Big step forward, find the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold back down. And arms to the sky. Inhale, rise all the way. Exhale, your hands together at your heart. Inhale, take your arms back up. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, halfway for length. Touch your fingertips down, step your left foot to the very back of the mat. Inhale, lift your arms all the way up to the sky. And now this time, hold your left wrist with your right hand and lean over to the right. Open up through those left ribs, that left hip flexor. And inhale, come back to center, release the wrist. Exhale, lower your hands down. We're gonna hold it here. Move your left toes over to the left. Bring your right foot back to hover in the air and raise your right arm up to the sky. Now bend your right knee, take hold of the foot with the right hand and press your foot backwards. See again if you can open the belly and the heart, and even lean your head back to expose the throat. Straighten your arms, straighten your leg, take a breath in. Look to the ground as you exhale, lower just your right hand, keep the right leg lifted, just square the hip and turn your left toes back in. And now add your left arm, send it forward. A part of our throat chakra and letting our voice be heard means that we can create a little bit of sound perhaps to stimulate it. So we're gonna work on our lion's breath here. Our lion's breath means it's just an inhale through the nose, and on the exhale, you stick your tongue out and give your little roar. So let's do it. We'll do it 3 times. Take a breath in through the nose. Exhale, stick out your tongue. Let it out. Again, breathe in. Stick out your tongue. One more time, full breath. Bend your right knee. See if you can capture the foot with your left hand. Take just an inhale to draw your toes up, your hand up, your heart up. And then release the arm and the leg. Stretch it forward and back. And come on down to tabletop. Crawl the hands forward a couple inches. Tuck your toes and arrive in high plank position. Lower down either halfway or to the belly. Breathe in cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath, lift your left leg high. Exhale, step your left foot forward, lower the back knee down. Inhale, lift your arms up and overhead, keep them high. Hold the right wrist with the left hand and just lean to the left. Keep pulling your left hip to the back of the mat. And rolling your heart to the ceiling. Inhale, back to center, release the grip of the wrist. Exhale, lower your hands to the ground, and again, turn your right toes off to the right. Sweep your left leg back and raise your left arm. Bend your left knee, let's catch it with the left hand, and then shoot your toes back behind you. This left knee is trying to stay level with the hips, so not pointing to the sky. And then see if the back of the head can lean back as if you wanted to touch the back of the head to your left toes. Inhale, straighten through the arms, straighten through the leg, look down. Exhale, lower the left hand, keep the left leg lifted, just arrange your right toes to turn back in, square the hips. Send your right arm forward, find your balance. And firm up through that left leg, firm up and in through the belly, lift out of the left shoulder. 3 lion's breaths. Take an inhale here. Stick out your tongue. Breathe in. One more time, full breath. Bend your left knee, try to hold it with your right hand, lift your toes up to the sky. Press back through the shin. Inhale, straighten the arms, straighten the leg. Exhale, release it down, tabletop. Step the hands forward a couple more inches, tuck your toes and drive your hips straight up to the sky. If you want to add your chaturanga in, certainly take that here. Otherwise, 2 more breaths where you are. One more deep breath. So the bottom of your exhale, step or hop all the way up to the front of your space. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold back down. Send your arms high. Inhale, rise all the way. Exhale, place your hands together at your heart. Lean your weight into your right foot. Bend your left knee and take hold of the foot with your left hand. Send your right arm straight into the sky. Kick your left foot back into your left hand. Lift your toes up toward the sky. And as you hinge slightly forward at the right hip, we'll find our dancer pose. So it's that kick back through the left foot that we're looking for here. The spacious heart, the open throat, and lifted eyes. And when you let go of the left foot, we're going to take a big step back to a high lunge. Send your toes behind you. Inhale, lift both arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, lower just your left hand to the mat. Send your right arm to the ceiling. Twist open to the right. And keep pulling that outer right hip into the center of the mat. Press your left thigh bone up to the ceiling. Look down to the ground. Take your right hand to the inside of the right foot. Send the left heel flat to the floor and raise your left arm up to the sky, side angle. If you want to place a prop beneath your right hand, you could, or even take your right elbow to your right thigh. Binds are certainly welcome. You want to take a half bind, a full bind. Last 2 moments to breathe here. Press down firmly through your heels. On a breath out, rise slowly to warrior 2. Take your hands up to shoulder height. Keep that bend in the front right knee, nudging it open to the right side of your space. And then gaze is level past your right middle finger. Still here, just for the breath. Now on the inhale, straighten your right leg all the way. Bump your back foot in, just a little footprint, one little toe heel. Bump your right hip beneath you, and as you reach forward through the right arm, tilt down to triangle pose. Turn your left palm to face behind you, and take a half bind with this left arm. So your hand can either rest at your low back, or your fingertips could wiggle in toward your right hip or thigh. Now take your right ear down to your right shoulder. And find that neck stretch once again. We're still rolling that left shoulder back in space. And even rolling that bottom right shoulder back and out of the ear. Keep your head heavy. Unwind your left arm, send it all the way back up to the sky, and then just rotate your gaze down to face the floor. Bend your right knee, crawl the right hand forward and to the right, rising up through that left leg into half moon. And again, that block could go beneath your right hand if you have one. Let's see if we can bend the left knee. We'll try it out here. Capture the foot with your left hand, Shavasana. Send the toes straight back behind you. So really similar to dancer, we just have our open hips, different kind of balance. Inhale, straighten the arms, straighten the leg, look down. Exhale, lower the left hand, square through the hip and set your left foot next to your right foot. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out, forward fold. Arms to the sky, inhale, rise all the way. Exhale your hands to your heart. Lean weight into the left foot. Bend your right knee and take hold with the right hand. Draw the left arm to the ceiling and weave with that right leg. Kick your toes back into your palm. Lift them up to the sky. Your hips are probably going to want to open here, but we're still trying to square down through the right hip. Locate the breath. Press into that left big toe. As you release the right foot, it's a big step back. Find your high lunge, inhale, flip your arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, lower the right hand to the earth, send your left arm to the ceiling, we'll rotate left. Hug your outer left hip in, press your right thigh bone high, and keep sinking forward and down into that left knee. Knees down to the ground, take your left hand to the floor, inside your left foot, maybe the block comes with you, ground your right heel and send your right arm to the ceiling, side angle. Use that left arm to press into your left knee and then keep smushing the outer edge of that back right foot down into the ground. Heart to the sky. We've got that bind coming up in our triangle pose, but feel free to take a bind here if you took it on the last side. And you ground firmly into the feet. Use your exhale, rise all the way to your warrior two. Arms up to shoulder height. Steady eyes past that left middle finger. Notice if there's any tension around the shoulders. The shoulders are working, but can we find the difference between effort and unnecessary gripping? And a breath in, straighten that left leg. Toe heel the right foot in, one little tick tock. And then left hip bumps beneath you. Reach forward through the left arm, tilt down to Trikonasana triangle. Turn the right palm to face behind you, bend at your elbow and find that half bind here. Let your left ear dip down to your left shoulder, stretch out the right side of the neck. Still here for a moment. Notice if you're collapsing onto the left shoulder, can you lift out of that left shoulder space? And unwind your right arm all the way up toward the sky and just simply rotate your gaze down to face your left big toe. Bend your left knee, step your right leg up and into the air, half load. And the option remains to bend the right knee. See if you can hold the foot with the right hand and then shoot the foot backwards. Maybe you can lift the chin off the chest, move your head toward your toes behind you. Inhale, straighten through the arm, straighten through the leg. Look down to the ground, lower the right hand. Square your hips, set your right foot next to your left foot. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale your arms overhead, rise on up. Exhale your hands together at your heart. Lean the weight into your right foot, bend your left knee, dancer pose. Lift the right arm, inhale, shift forward. Exhale, high lunge, take a step back. Breathe in, find your footing. Exhale your left hand to the mat, right arm goes high on the breath in. Exhale, release it to the inside of your foot. Back heel grounds, inhale, lift the left arm, side angle. Exhale, rise, warrior two. Straighten the front leg, inhale, shift forward, triangle pose. We're gonna skip the neck stretch as you exhale. Bend your right knee, rise to your half move. Hold here or capture that back foot. Take a breath in, open across the throat. Exhale, release the grip. Look to the ground, lower the left hand, square your hips, left foot next to the right. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Arms rise, inhale, bring it on up. Exhale, your hands to your heart. Lean into the left foot. Bend your right knee, hold your foot. Use your inhale to shift forward, kick your leg back, dancer pose. Exhale, high lunge, take a step. Breathe in, find your feet. Exhale, right hand to the mat, left arm high. Full breath here. Look down, exhale, release the left hand, side angle. Inhale, right arm flies upward. Exhale, warrior two. Straighten the front leg, inhale, reach forward into triangle pose. Exhale, rise on up, find your half moon. Hold here or take hold of that back foot. One inhale to stretch back. Exhale, release, lower the right hand, square the hips. Right foot next to the left, right away. Press into the right foot. Inhale, rise up, take your arms high, left knee to the chest. Exhale, kick your foot back and hold onto it. Inhale, dancer pose, final flow. Exhale, big step, high lunge. Breathe in first and then exhale, left hand to the mat. Inhale, right arm finds the sky. Exhale, let it go. Spin the back heel down, inhale with the left arm. Exhale, warrior two. Straighten the front leg, inhale, reach forward, triangle pose. Exhale, rise on up to your half moon. Hold it here or Chakrasana, capture that back foot as you breathe in. And breathe out, release. Lower it down, left hand to the floor, left foot next to the right, right away, press into that left foot. Inhale, lift the right knee, lift the arms. Exhale, swing the heel back, hold the foot. Inhale, dancer pose. Exhale, high lunge. Take a breath in. Exhale, lower the right hand, twist to the left as you inhale. Exhale, lower the palms, spin the back heel down, inhale, side angle. Exhale, warrior two. Straighten the front leg, breathe in, shift forward, tick-tock it down, triangle. Exhale, rise up to balance, half moon. Hold or inhale, kick the back foot, stretch it back. Release on the exhale, lower everything down, forward fold to the front of your space. Take your feet together, bend your knees, slide your hips back, inhale, lift your arms up, chair pose. Take the hands to the heart, lean forward, twist over to the right. Sink your hips down, really root your palms together. Press into that left elbow. And then keep the twist, look to the floor, lean the weight into your right foot. Send your left foot to the very back of the mat, find your twisted crescent. Adjust the feet if you need so they're about hip width distance. Inhale, rise all the way back up to your high lunge. Send the fingertips overhead. Exhale, visit warrior two for a moment. Pivot to the left. And then straighten out the right leg. Kick the heels in, the toes out. Bend your knees and place your hands to the top of the thighs. Dip your right shoulder forward, look over your left. Full rotation in the mat. Inhale back to center. Switch it around, exhale, left shoulder forward, look past the right, all the way over. One more each way, breathe into center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, come on up to center. Press through the feet, lengthen your legs, kick your left foot back, left heel back, take your arms to a T, and turn the right toes forward. And once again, find your triangle pose, tilt forward and down. And see if in this rotation in the neck, we can look all the way up toward that left thumb. If that's bothersome though, look all the way down to your right big toe. Gaze down to the mat, bend your right knee, take your hands down to either side of that front foot, and then lower your back left knee to the ground. Scoot your right knee back to join it. So both knees are on the earth, the toes, tuck them under behind you. Now reach your left hand for your left heel. Send your hips forward, inhale, lift your right arm up, sweep it all the way back, puff the chest, open the throat, and then sink your hips toward your heels first. Circle it all the way to the other side. Right hand sweeps across. Left arm freeze. Inhale, lift up through the heart, the throat, the arm. Exhale, sink the hips back, swoop it across. Your inhale lifts you up. Fan open the front body. Exhale, sweep it down and across. Breathe in, left arm, rise up. Exhale across. One more each way. Breathe in. Puff the hips, the heart, the throat. Exhale, other side. Full breath. And then exhale, lower both hands down to the floor. Walk them forward a couple inches. Lift your hips all the way up to the sky. We haven't taken any chaturangas in a while. If you'd like to take a chaturanga here in transition, feel free. Inhale, look forward toward your hands. Exhale, step or hop all the way to meet them. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Draw your feet to touch. Bend your knees, inhale, chair pose. Take your hands to your heart, lean forward and twist to the left. Draw the right knee back. Grip the hands together. Keep your buns down nice and low, chest and head up high. We're gonna see that left foot as you look down, all the weight shifting into it. Shoot your right toes to the very back of the mat. Wiggling your feet to hip distance as you need. Keep pressing back through the right heel, lift up through the right thigh bone, and then root that left hand down into the right hand. See if that can give you more rotation. On your inhale, unravel the spine, send your fingertips all the way up to the sky. Exhale, ground the right heel, turn open to warrior two. Straighten the left leg, turn the heels in, toes out. Bend your knees, hands to the top of the thighs. Just one time, dip the left shoulder forward, inhale, look past the right. Or that should have been an exhale. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale through the middle, press into the feet, rise up. Kick the right heel back, left toes forward, arms to a T. Inhale, reach through the left arm, and exhale to find your full Trikonasana again. Seeing if we can play with that rotation in the neck of shifting your eyes all the way up toward that right thumb. Know yourself. If that's bothersome, look down and find a rotation toward the earth instead. Bend your left knee. Lower your hands down to frame that front foot. Set your back knee to the ground. Scoot your left knee back to join it. Tuck the toes. And now this time just rise up to kneel. So the hands are on the hips. So we'll take full camel pose. So start by angling your tailbone down to the ground. Pin your elbows back and focus on that space in the upper back, like when we were on our block at the start of class. On the inhale, can you puff that part of your chest up to the sky? Great extension in the upper back. And then you might lift the chin off the chest and fully expose the throat. Your hands might work back to hold your heels or even hold the back of the thighs. Yeah. Nice. And we want our head to be the last thing to rise. So as you inhale, re-stack the spine, look forward. Uncurl the toes, have a seat on your heels for a moment. Relax shoulders, the head. Close your eyes if you want. I'm just going to take one more camel pose. If there is a back bend that you love, feel free to take bow on the belly, bridger, or wheel on your back. We're really looking through for, again, that exposure of the throat, and all of these can create that. So feel free to adjust. Otherwise, one more camel, rise up. Take the hands to the hips. Use your hands to actually manipulate the pelvis and pull the backside of the pelvis down. And then hug through the elbows, lift through the heart. Then think of lengthening as you come up and extend back. Maybe there's that grip of the heels. Toes tucked or untucked. Opening of the throat. Imagining if there's anything that you've been holding back that you need to stay in your life. This could be the moment it's expressed. And bring the head up last as you inhale. And then we'll slowly make our way to child's pose. So just move with intention as you shift forward, knowing your back might be a little bit surprised after coming out of that deeper extension. Slow down the pace and the rhythm of your breath. Walk your hands in toward your knees. Let's rise up to a seat. You can stay on the shins, you can be cross-legged. If you want to prop up to a block or something, you can. We're going to do just a little bit of breath work before we do some closing postures. And we're going to work on Shitali breath. And so not everyone can create the tongue taco. So if your tongue doesn't do that, I want you just to tuck your tongue behind the upper row of teeth. But if you can tongue taco it, tongue taco, okay? The inhale is going to be through the taco or through the tuck of the tongue. And then on the exhale, we'll breathe out of the nose and we'll take the chin back down. So that's going to be the type of breath, which can be really a cooling breath, a calming breath, and I feel the breath traveling really easily through the throat. Hence why we're doing it, to bring that energy into the throat chakra, that prana, that movement. So let's start sitting nice and tall. Tuck your chin down to your chest. Situate your tongue in the way that it works for you, and then breathe in through the mouth, through the tongue. Start to angle your head upwards by the end of the inhale. Close your lips, exhale out of the nose, and slowly recline your chin back down to your chest. Do that again at your own pace. Inhaling to lift up. Exhale out of the nose to lower down. Keep it going. Let's go one more cycle. Once you've completed that cycle, lift your chin so it parallels the earth. Take your left fingertips out to the left. Take your right hand up and over your head, capturing the left ear, and give your head a gentle tug over to the right. Really extend out of those left fingertips. Sometimes it even feels different if your hand is lifted a few inches. Palm facing up, palm facing down. Feel free to play around with the really subtle intricacies of the side. When you release the right hand, let your head just ever so gently float all the way back to the center. Take the right hand to the right, left hand up and over. Give your head a gentle tug to the side, soften the shoulder heads, relax the traps. Give yourself the freedom to move and explore in the tiniest of ways. Slowly realign your head back to center. Let's shift onto our backs. If you're on some sort of prop, you can maneuver to the side. And once you're on your back, tuck your knees into your chest. If you need anything for our inevitable Shavasana, feel free to ready yourself with it. And with the knees at the chest, we'll keep the right knee in and send the left leg forward. And just use your left hand to guide your right leg across into a twist. And take that right arm off to the right and then look to the right. Finding rotation again in the neck. When you bring this right leg back to the center, let's keep it at the chest. Reach up for half happy baby. So right hand's gripping the right ankle or right outer edge of the foot, or even the underside of the knee. Your left hand's trying to keep your left top of your hip down. It might feel nice to play with straightening the right leg out to the side, or you can simply keep your knee bent. Release your right foot. Well, let's hug the left knee to the chest. Send the right leg forward. Use your right hand to guide your left leg across. And stretch your left arm wide. Look to the left. You come on back to center. Keep that left knee in, half happy baby. Bend your left knee and send your left leg forward on the ground. Take your hands, scoop them right underneath your glutes. Palms facing down. And now as you tuck your elbows in, press onto the forearms, lift the top of the head and plant it onto the ground. So full exposure in the throat, chin to the sky. Flex your feet, zip them together. Fish pose. Slide the back of your head back onto the earth. Release the arms. Face your palms to the sky. If you need any last little movement before Shavasana, please feel free to take it. Otherwise, we'll let the body fully relax. Down on the earth. Slow everything down. Minimize any effort or work in the body or the breath or the mind. Just really savor these final moments of quiet and stillness. to breathe with a little more purpose, more depth. You can awaken your hands and your feet. You bend your knees, we'll make our way to one side. Let's rise to a seated space. Put the hands together at the heart. Bowing in honor of yourself, your voice, the ability to speak out in the world. With honor and with gratitude, namaste. Thank you so much for being here. Oh,